This is the Onewheel. Just a quick review on good and bad things. Pretty good for going over grass, mud. It only charges for 20 minutes. It was totally flat. I charged it for 20 minutes. Now I should get 6 miles out of it. It's very good for bumps. It does 15 miles an hour if you've got the guts to keep it at 15. I haven't, because it gets very, very scary and it becomes quite difficult to control when you're doing the full speed. I think my nice happy speed is around about 10-11 miles an hour. It's pretty good. You can control it if you hit bumps and things. As you can hear, you get stone stuck in it if you haven't got the mud guard, but even if you have got the mud guard, you still get the stone stuck in it. Just without the mud guard, it flicks stones up. If you can see that on the foot plates, but I don't know, I prefer it without the mud guard because it's better to, it just looks better. I think the mud guard looks nasty. Sort of, I'm going along at it says 9 miles an hour at the moment, so it's pretty good. Bumps are chucking me off though. It's really bumpy here. It takes a bit of practice. It's totally and utterly nothing like riding the electric unicycle. Everything is the opposite to the electric unicycle. You're standing sideways. To turn right and left is your toes and your heels. To go forward, because you're sideways, you're just leaning on one leg, and then to stop, you're leaning on the other leg backwards. It's a totally different feeling, but once you get used to it, it is really, really good, and it is so smooth to ride. It's lovely. But it does take some getting used to. When I first did it, it really so confusing. For some reason you see them in the videos, they're sort of zigzagging. And I find that if you zigzag a little bit, when you hit a bump, it's a lot easier to control. If you're just going a straight line, you hit a bump and it makes it very awkward to control it. So if you can see, I'm just only a little bit. You only need to do it a little bit, just to give you that. If you hit a bump, then it makes it easier. Just a little tiny little zigzag when you're going forward. What else can I tell you? I think that's about it. It roughly does 6 miles if you weigh 10 stone, which I weigh 10 stone, and I get 6 miles out of it, and then 20 minutes to recharge it, dead on 20 minutes every single time it's fully charged from flat. So it's real good fun just to ride about on it. You can go down the curbs with a bit of practice, but you've got no chance getting up the curbs unless they're like little tiny curbs, and then you can bump up them. But if they're big curbs, you have no chance whatsoever of getting up them. I'm just doing the journey. It's 3 miles there and, well, 2.5 miles there and 2.5 miles back, so I should make it there and back with a little tiny bit of battery to spare. I'll let you know once I get back how much battery's left. Done my 2.5 miles, on my way back now. So another 2.5 miles to go. Just going up this hill and bridge. It does hills very well, really good. Also the lights are really good at night as well. You can see where you're going with them, they shine really bright, very good. Let you know how much battery I've got. when I get back. Also, when you're going down the hill, it charges up 20% every time you go down the hill. So if you run out of battery, just keep going down the hill, which is pretty good. The unicycles usually only get sort of a couple of percent, 10% at most, but the Onewheel 20% when you go down reasonably sized hill. Another little tip, I find if you want to turn quite sharp, if you move one leg forward and the other leg backwards, it seems to turn you quite sharply rather than just tilting it to turn. Right, that's where I've been, city centre. You can see that it says 3 miles. I'm near enough back now, so I'm going to the Alton Centre. Pretty good for off-road as well. Just a little path here. It's still pretty good. No, not Segway. Just got back, and 5.5 miles, and I've got 10% battery left. I don't know if you can see this, but the light flashes to tell you that you need charging. And you can also look on the app, but the app's absolutely rubbish. All it tells you is how much battery you got left, and you can change the modes on it, but the app's not very good at all really.